So I, Sonali Prakash, on behalf of State Anandram Jaipuria School, Vasundhara, Ghaziabad, extend a very, very warm welcome to all of you to this session on overdoing in parenting. I had once read a small note and would like to share it with all of you. What a parent is. Being parent is being there through the tantrums, the milestones and the tears. Being a parent means that you love that little person which you created more than you could ever love yourself or anybody else. You'd readily lose your sleep to comfort them from their nightmares. You would risk your own life for that small person. You'd surely die to save them if you needed to. Being a parent is never a burden. It is loving somebody else wholeheartedly and unconditionally for eternity. Being a parent to your child is not a job, it's a privilege. So cherish it. So in our love for our children, we sometimes unknowingly tend to go overboard. While every parent naturally desires to have a successful child, the over-involved parent makes a habit of stepping in to solve their child's problems, completing their child's tasks, and defending their child's efforts. Overparenting sometimes stems from expectations being set too high. For example, a parent may get a child involved in a dozen of activities so that even their free time is productive. At other times, there are parents whose expectations are too low. They feel that bacha kuch nahi kar sakta, so we'll have to get into it. So both these situations are very extreme. So growing children require increasing opportunities to act and speak for themselves. Research has shown that developmental and psychological issues in some emerging adults raised by excessively over-involved parents. These issues include underdeveloped coping skills, performance anxieties, and many, many problems, and even depression. So, but as parents, we knowingly or unknowingly end up making our children over dependent on us. And it is a really, really difficult situation. And it needs a lot of help to know where to draw the line. So, we have n number of questions related to parenting. And to guide us here, we have with us Ms. Shalini Nambiar, Director Principal, State Anandram Jaipuria School, Vasundhara. Welcome, ma'am. It's been a year. Ma'am, you are on mute. It's been a year, and by now I think we all know her in and out. Ma'am doesn't like formal introductions, but still I would like to say a few words for her. She has a rich experience of more than 30 years in the field of school education. She endorses the broad perspective of education in which, along with school and teachers, parents are important stakeholders in children's education and upbringing. That is why ma'am is always into keeping these sessions frequently so that we can be in touch with you. Her vision of 21st century education centers on the approach to empower learners with new age skills so that students can go beyond academic excellence to acquire competencies that help them to forge a bright future. Ma'am, being a parent, I feel that parenting is the toughest in the world. To strike a balance between a parent to guide and a friend to understand. A parent is always confused, stressed, whether she is doing the right thing or not. Hope not overdoing it. We always want the best for our children, and in doing this, sometimes we may end up hampering their growth and confidence. So much of confusion in this. So I feel, we always need somebody to guide us how to strike a balance and become ideal parents. So, ma'am, please give us the mantra for that.
Thank you, Sonali. A very good morning to everybody, and thank you so much. My intent for doing this, as Sonali said, now I've completed a year. It's a long journey. I think by now you know me and I know you. If you don't know me, please come and meet me because my doors are open. My phone number is available. Just feel free. Parenting is, you'll have to forgive me, I have a bad throat. I want to, I've told you this story earlier. We are talking about, are we overdoing it? जब जिराफ का बेबी पैदा होता है तो वो मैंने लास्ट टाइम भी बताया था, वो एक बहुत जोर की किक मारता है अपने बेबी को. The baby has just come out of the tummy और वो इतनी जोर की the mother giraffe kicks. एक किक मारता है, फिर भी वो नहीं उठ पाता, वो दूसरा किक मारता है, तीसरा किक मारता है, finally the little baby, wobbly feet mein utke, starts walking. The purpose is because the mother giraffe knows the baby has to protect himself when she goes hunting for food for the baby. What we do as parents, when the baby is born, hum usko bada hone hi nahi dete. So I've just prepared a little PPT which I'd like to share. How much is too much? Are we overdoing it? Parenting is very tough, as Sonali said, and now being a grandmother, I find it's more tough because you're blinded by love. You know, you're so particular, hum usko itna protect karne ki koshish karte hain. The best of parents can produce the most difficult of kids, and the worst of parents can produce the most responsible kids. There's no best or worst. I'm just giving an example. Just give me a sec, please. Is the slide moving? Sonali? I can't hear you. Sonali, is the slide moving?
Yes, ma'am. So we are on the third slide.
Okay, thanks. What is overdoing? It is giving children too much of what looks good too soon and for too long. So first, I want you to understand there are two kinds of overdoing, too much and over nurture. Look at these pictures. Look at this child surrounded with toys. Lots of toys. Dada bhi le aaye, nana bhi le aaye, chacha bhi le aaye, parents bhi le aaye. Bachche ne ek manga, parents 20 le aaye. And you can see the child. Just reflect on this picture. Look at this child. The parent is tying the shoelaces. And just try and imagine. I want you to think of this one question. In your experience, does overdoing comes up sometimes, seldom, or frequently? If you can just write in the chat. I would like to know how, what do you understand by overdoing? Because मैं फिर उसी direction में session ले जाऊंगी. मुझे पता होना चाहिए what are my parents who are there thinking. Sometimes, yes. Yeah, I would like to have more and more people can answer in the chat. It's open. You can please type. It's important. Frequently. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can the parents type there? Himanshu?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Chat box is open.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I think parents are not typing. I don't know what is the reason. Can I request everybody to type in there, please? Are you overdoing it? Or, you know, you're doing it sometimes or frequently? Okay, anyway, what is important is what does overdoing means to you? Overdoing is when we try and do everything for the child without realizing that actually we are making him incapable. You know, to give you a little example, my son is 33. Sometimes he doesn't make his own bed. And it's the most depressing thing as a parent that what kind of, he was a 99 percenter, पर एक आदमी जिसको अपना bed बनाना नहीं आता है, imagine the kind of thought process his wife will have that what did the mother teach? We try and do everything for the child as a parent. You know, I've seen, chota bacha hai. Just try and think how we kill the creativity of the child as a parent. I'll tell you a little story. It's about a school, a small school in a small village where this little kid is going for an art class. Wo art class mein jata hai, the teacher says, okay, let's draw. The child draws. The teacher says, let's color. The child colors. And he's very happy because he can draw what he wants to. He can color what he wants. Then he goes to his dad gets transferred and he goes to the big school. And in the big school, there is again an art class happening. And the teacher is there. And she tells the children, let's draw. And the child starts drawing. The teacher says, stop. I'll tell you what to draw. And the child is confused. I want to draw what I know. The teacher says, no, I'll tell you what to draw. So he says, okay. And he draws what the teacher tells him. Then the teacher says, let's color. And when he tries to color again, the teacher says, I'll tell you what to color. If you remember when you went to school, we used to have, I still remember the flowers were always red and the leaves were always green. But when I went to the mountains, you find different color flowers. So this kid got used to what the parents what the teacher said. And when he went back to his old school, he went back to the old, the father got transferred back. And there when the teacher says, let's draw, the child said, what? He had forgotten to think. And this is what, when I talk about overdoing, this is what we do. We do everything for the child. The child comes back home. Today I had a bad day, mom. Instead of saying that, okay, son, you need to learn how to make your day good. Tell me, I'll go to school tomorrow. And what do? We kill the children's capability of sorting things in his life himself. We don't teach him responsibility. Please try and think, what is it exactly you want from your child? When I if I was to ask all of you, whoever has joined in and whoever is there, what do you want your child to be when he's 30? What does success means to you? Is it 100%? Is it happiness? Is it a seat? We parents live our dreams through our children. Whether you admit it or you not, it is a fact. What we couldn't achieve, we want our children to do it. And we put so much pressure on the child. अगर आप कुकर में भी दाल चढ़ाते हैं और अगर ज्यादा देर दाल चढ़ाते हैं और पानी सूख जाता है, the pressure cooker bursts. टूट जाता है. And this is what we do to the kids. We put so much pressure till grade 12. College में आके तो बच्चा सुनेगा नहीं. He is now an adult. He will do what he wants to. तब आप क्या करेंगे? And when he's 30, what will you do then? So what happens when we overdo things for him, when we put his button for him? In fact, I'm a Montessorian. I don't know how many parents are aware. I'm after the early years कि इन बच्चों को आप सिखाइए कैसे laces बांधते हैं, कैसे button बंद करते हैं, कैसे belt बांधते हैं, कैसे bed बनाते हैं. आपको पता है अभी FIFA World Cup हुआ. I don't know how many of you watched. So many countries went. The richest country of the world are there. वहां पे जब opening ceremony में, the stadium was made dirty by people. That is education. कोई पढ़ाता नहीं है ना, हम सिखाते हैं, हम बच्चे को सिखाते हैं अपना घर साफ रखे. हम ये कभी नहीं बच्चे को बोलते कि सड़क भी साफ रखनी है, स्कूल भी साफ रखना है जहां आप जा रहे हैं. Because वो तो मेरा नहीं है ना. And when the whole stadium was dirty, the only team which picked up was the Japanese team. Because in Japan, the schools are maintained by the children. What are we trying to teach our kids? What is very important for me is the value system. So let's just go back on the screen. And thank you, Himanshu. At least I can see people. It's nice. A good speaker wants people. I want to look into your eyes. What overdoing leads to? The most important aspiration for overindulged or overdoing children and adulthood are extrinsic goals. When you do everything for your child, everything, uska shoe bandna hai, uska plate bhi uthati hai mummy, ye bhi nahi ki khana kha liya. 2, 3, 4-year-old child is good enough to pick up his plate. It's what you are teaching him. What do they learn when they grow up? कि मुझे पैसा कमाना है, मुझे famous बनना है, I should look stylish. Fine, these are important. But they don't learn these things कि meaningful relationships बहुत important है. Personal growth is important. community, society को मैं कैसे help करूं is important. They don't learn that. I want to tell you another story. There is this kid, he's gone to school, lunchtime hai. So the teacher asks, she's teaching them math. She says 2 plus 2, if she asks the children, if I have 2 mangoes and I have 2 more mangoes, how many mangoes they will become? So all children say 4, except one child who says 5. So she, let's say his name is Jack. She says, Jack, I'm asking you 2 mangoes plus 2 mangoes. He says, 5. She's very angry. What she does is, वो फिर strawberry ले आती है. Strawberry को वो बोलती है, अच्छा, अब ये 2 strawberries plus 2 strawberries, how much are they, Jack? Jack बोलता है 4. So she says, जब 2 strawberry और 2 strawberry 4 है, तो 2 mango plus 2 mango 4 क्यों नहीं है? Why aren't you understanding? Jack says, 2 mangoes plus 2 mangoes is 4. And ma'am, in my tiffin box, I have 1 mango, so it makes it 5. Is he wrong or is he right? Tell me, parents, is he wrong? He's not wrong. He's absolutely correct.
Yes, ma'am, correct.
This is how we kill the creativity of the child. We don't want him to think. Actually, as parents, बहुत problem हो जाती है अगर बच्चे सोचने लग गए. क्योंकि वो बहुत question करेंगे ना आपको, आप जवाब कैसे देंगे? It becomes a big challenge for us. So we want to give them all the answers. We want to tell them, no, the world is round. You have to believe the earth is round. We tell them, this is the way it is spoken. This is the way you will follow. And what happens when they become adults? If you see a school time, it is from nursery to grade 12. जब nursery में बच्चा आता है, बहुत creative होता है, बहुत inquisitive होता है. Try and think when the child reaches 5th, when the child reaches 8th, हम उसको क्या कर देते हैं? Why do some children don't know what to do? Why do some children know? School is teaching everybody the same way. It depends on the parenting style. आप किस तरह की उसकी development कर रहे हैं? आपकी क्या conversation है जब बच्चा घर आ रहा है? Are you asking them as a devil's advocate? अच्छा, आपने क्या करा आज स्कूल में? कौन सी टीचर नहीं आई थी? बताओ मुझे, homework दिखाओ. Or are you being a parent who's teaching your child quality? बेटा, did you help somebody? आज आपने क्या करा? उसकी बातें सुनिए. Parents don't listen. Parents want to give advice. हम बहुत ज्ञान देना चाहते हैं बच्चों को, क्योंकि हम तो बड़े हैं, हमें तो पता है. We know everything we think. हम ये भी भूल जाते हैं कि when we were their age, we made so many mistakes. Let's go back to the screen. Many parents want their children to be star of the class. This is not wrong. We must aim high. बहुत important है. But then you should always remember, a chicken can run, it can enjoy the time. Imagine trying to teach a fish to climb a tree. You've seen that cartoon. Fish कभी tree climb कर ही नहीं सकती. हमने elephant को भी खड़ा कर दिया. हर बच्चा different है. हर बच्चे का टैलेंट है. वो जो बहुत फेमस एक कॉमेडी शो है, उसमें वो बोलता है, इंस्टाग्राम रील्स में I was watching, कि how will you say you're an Indian parent without, with one sentence? और इंडियन पेरेंट का फेमस डायलॉग है, शर्मा जी के बच्चे के मार्क्स तो 80 आए थे, तुम्हारे क्यों नहीं आए? शर्मा जी या माथुर जी या जो भी है. बिकॉज हम अपने बच्चे का टैलेंट तो डिस्कवर करते ही नहीं. We don't know what our child's talent is. We don't know what he or she is good at. हमें लगता है कि we must let the child just do what we tell him. और जब स्टूडेंट्स पे इतनी हाई एक्सपेक्टेशंस डल जाती हैं, they go astray. They're supposed to score high because parents को proud feel करना है. Parents feel very proud. Oh, my child has come first. सारे चाचा, नाना, दादा सबको बताना है. My child is brilliant. It is very important. Please, parental pressure leads to stress and anxiety. अगर आपका बच्चा math में interest lose कर रहा है, somewhere stop blaming the school. somewhere you are responsible. I am not telling you to teach maths. क्योंकि पेरेंट्स को बहुत जल्दी होती है ट्यूशन लगाने की. ट्यूशन टीचर आपको क्यों बोलेगा कि स्कूल अच्छा पढ़ा रहा है? वो तो बोलेगा स्कूल गलत पढ़ा रहा है. Because how will he run his shop? वो पैसे कैसे कमाएगा? So you send your child for tuition, the child learns something else there, then the child comes to school, he learns something here. I'm not saying all teachers are perfect, they are human beings. But don't overdo things. Let your child struggle. जब मैं last year मैंने join करा था, I think after 4 days आपका annual day था और एक founders day speech दी थी. मुझे नहीं पता how many parents watched. और वहां पे मैंने एक story सुनाई थी क्योंकि I love telling stories. और मैंने I think last time भी सुनाई होगी, but it's very important. जब एक butterfly पैदा होती है तो वो एक cocoon में होती है. और वो जो cocoon में होती है वो struggle करती है to come out. तो एक passerby था, you know, he was seeing this little caterpillar के जो होता है अंदर वो struggle कर रहा है coming out. उसने कहा बेचारा इतना struggle कर रहा है, मैं इसका ना ये काट देता हूँ cocoon so that this one can come out and fly. जब उसने काटा, उसने सोचा अब तो butterfly बहुत high fly कर पाएगी. But वो butterfly चल ही नहीं पाई क्योंकि जो वो struggle था, जो उसमें fluid निकलते हैं, उसी से उसके wings strong होते हैं. हम बच्चों को struggle करने ही नहीं देते. In fact, yesterday I was doing a notebook audit. एक teacher ने लिखा था, parents please don't do the work. आप क्यों कर रहे हैं बच्चे का काम? बच्चा कैसे सीखेगा? I want each and every child of Jaipuria school to be successful, and I promise you, I will leave no stone unturned. I have done it, and I'm very confident of myself, but I want your support. You can see the support. जब 300 parents register करते हैं और 67 ही आते हैं, तो I see the support. But I will not give up. I will still fight. Because for me, your child is very important. I'm here to bring about a change in that child. So let's just go back. These are the emergency parenting style. Burnt out. Parents, they are going to office, they're coming back late. This is a burnt out parenting style. एक होता है anxiety driven. You know, love for children leads to excessive. वो सारा time worry करते रहते हैं. Oh my God, मेरे बच्चे का कल ET है, उसने पढ़ा नहीं, क्या test है, आज बाहर नहीं जाएगा खेलने. Control driven, where they cannot accept that my child will fail. I will do all the thinking. मैं ही सोचूंगा तुम्हें क्या करना है जिंदगी में. And what happens? जो burnt out parenting technique होती है, उसमें क्या होता है? Parents are so burnt out that they are overworked, they are unorganized, they are tired, but they keep putting the pressure on the child. I am shocked when I saw a KG kid going for a tuition. मतलब मैं honestly बोलूं तो मुझे चुल्लू भर पानी में डूब मरना चाहिए अगर KG का बच्चा ट्यूशन के लिए जा रहा है. KG is the age, or nursery, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the age. Children could just create, they're very inquisitive. Burnt out. इसमें क्या parent करता है? They want to please them क्योंकि वो थक गए हैं. बच्चे ने बोला मुझे चॉकलेट चाहिए, अरे आप 4 ले लो, चुप हो जाओ, मेरा सर दुख रहा है. They make things very easy for them. अरे कौन homework करेगा? कल इसका ET लाओ, मैं ही कर देती हूँ. I'll do the homework. Give them the answer. उसको सोचने नहीं देते हैं. They lose patience. They'll buy them everything. आपने देखा होगा मॉल में जब आप जाएंगे, कुछ बच्चों को मैंने देखा वो फर्श पे ही लेट जाते हैं and they start crying. I want this. And then the parents goes in and buys them. The child knows. Child is very smart that if I cry, I will get what I wanted. What have you taught them? और वो जिंदगी में जब बड़ा होता है तो उसको यही लगता है कि हर चीज रोने से मिल जाती है. तभी वो एडल्ट होके भी आपने देखा होगा कुछ लोग सारी जिंदगी भर खाली क्रिब ही करते रहते हैं. They don't focus on their goals. आज मैंने टीचर्स की वर्कशॉप ली. मैंने उनसे पूछा सुबह, how many of you want to be school principals? Out of 300 people, I think only 50 raised their hands. And I told them ये 50 जरूर बनेंगे 10 साल के बाद. Because बाकियों का तो गोल ही नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है? उनकी गलती नहीं है. Because they were never made to think that there is a goal. You have to aim high in life. They were only told कि 100 marks goal है, बस that's it. So this is a burned out strategy. And what is the unintended message आप बच्चे को क्या दे रहे हो? You are a burden to me. और मैं थक गया हूं तुमको संभाल के. मेरी बेटी की अभी बेटी हुई है. कल उसको वेडिंग में जाना था. Very funny incident. She left her granddaughter with me. And I'm honestly telling you, she's just 9 months. और वो 1 घंटा वो रोती रही क्योंकि उसका नींद का टाइम था और मुझे नहीं पता था वो किस स्टाइल में सोती है. And I didn't want to call my daughter because I understood. My husband was getting angry. He said, call her. She's, patience, burnt out strategy. मैंने कहा, no. Finally, she slept peacefully. I made her cry. I said, you can cry. I'm not going to call your mother. I gave her the message. ये नहीं कि रोया तो मम्मी को फोन कर दिया वो आ जाएंगी भाग के. We have to teach the children the patience. The skill is very, very important. Now, what type of child does burnout parents produce? जब बड़े बच्चे, अगर आप adults देखेंगे अपने आसपास, आप अपने में भी reflect करिए. अगर आप anxious हैं, आप defiant हैं, और आप 30 ईयर के ओल्ड हैं, आप कह रहे हैं नहीं, चाहे सब कुछ खो जाए पर मेरे को तो वो मर्सिडीज चाहिए गाड़ी, कुछ भी हो जाए. If you are rude, if you're not forgetful, you're aggressive, you are lazy, आपके parents were burnt out. And it is a fact. ये सब हार्वर्ड, ऑक्सफोर्ड, ये सब रिसर्च प्रूवन है. मैंने कुछ अपने आप नहीं बनाया है. That is why you can see the color. Anxiety driven parents, जो parents हमेशा ही anxious रहते हैं. पता नहीं बच्चे का क्या होगा, कल ET है. मैंने एक पेरेंट मेरे को मिला कल ग्रेड 4 का और 5 का, आई डोंट नो. उनका ET है तो वो बेचारा आज खेलने नहीं जाएगा बच्चा बिकॉज कल के लिए पढ़ना है. कम ऑन, आप भी 8 घंटा नहीं पढ़ पाएंगे. So what happens? They protect kids from unpleasant thing. Teacher ने कुछ गुस्से में बोल दिया for the benefit of your child and they come running to the school and say, this teacher was wrong. क्या हुआ? बच्चे बहुत smart हैं. There's a kid there, you can ask her. They know कि अगर हमने टीचर के बारे में कंप्लेन करा मम्मी तो डांटने जाएंगी. Teacher will listen to me. We are sending our kids to school to study. I understand all teachers are not, everybody is not perfect. They do things for their kids. They don't let them experience failure or sadness. आपने देखा है, I'm sure you all are parents. हम बच्चे का फर्स्ट बर्थडे बहुत जोर शोर से मनाते हैं. हमारे इंडिया में एक कल्चर है. फर्स्ट बर्थडे में हम सारे एडल्ट्स बुला लेंगे. एंड इन ऑल फर्स्ट बर्थडे द बेबी इज ऑलवेज क्राइंग. हम बच्चे को भूल ही जाते हैं बेचारे को. उसको इतनी बड़ी बड़ी फ्रिल वाली फ्रॉक्स पहना के शी इज सो अनकंफर्टेबल. क्योंकि किसके लिए? क्योंकि हमें अच्छा दिखाना है लोगों को. हम बच्चे को भूल गए. शी इज सो अनकंफर्टेबल. वो, और मैंने कितने बर्थडे पार्टीज में गई हूं, वो रोते रहते हैं. पेरेंट्स डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. व्हाट हैव यू टॉट योर चाइल्ड? यू हैव टॉट योर चाइल्ड टू प्रिटेंड इन लाइफ. और जिंदगी भर हम एडल्ट होके एक मास्क पहन के घूमते रहते हैं वेर हम अपनी ट्रू फीलिंग्स बोलने की हिम्मत नहीं रखते बिकॉज हमें वो सिखाया ही नहीं. वी आर अनहैप्पी इन अ प्लेस, वी डोंट हैव द करेज टू से, बिकॉज हम डरते हैं बहुत. We build that fear in the kid. I ask the kids, एक बहुत easy question है. You ask anybody, नमस्ते, आप कैसे हैं? अच्छे हैं. अरे नहीं है मैं अच्छे. I am in a bad mood. Why can't we say it? I ask the children, I go around, I take around so much. How are you? They say, I'm good or I'm happy. I said, no, tell me the truth. And I'm actually telling you, children have started today, I'm in a very bad mood. It's all right. हम 24 hours Facebook पे जो पिक्चर डालते हैं वैसे नहीं होते हैं. If we don't allow the child to express themselves as an adult, he grows up to be frustrated. And this is very important for me. So let's just go back to the screen. They protect kids. And what is the message that give to the child? तुम्हारे में हिम्मत नहीं है, तुम नहीं कर सकते. और कितनी बार I have seen, अभी हमारे बोर्ड एग्जाम्स आ रहे हैं. आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू, हमने बहुत सारे ग्रेड 12 के पेरेंट्स से इंडिविजुअली, द वाइस प्रिंसिपल्स हैव बीन मीटिंग. 10th के पेरेंट्स से मिल रहे हैं. पेरेंट्स कितने 40% पेरेंट्स क्या बोल रहे हैं? मैम आप ही कुछ कर दो, ये सुन नहीं रहा है हमारी बात। आप पेरेंट हैं, आपकी अगर वो नहीं सुन रहा है, somewhere you have gone wrong. And you know how we go wrong? When we don't put boundaries. हम अपने टीचर्स भी कई बारी, मैं बोल रही हूँ आज जब सेशन दिया, मैंने कहा you cannot be a child's friend. You are a teacher, you are a parent. How can I be my child's friend? If the child wants to go out for a birthday, set the limit. Okay, listen, you need to be back by whatever your rule is, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock means sharp 9 o'clock. अब ये नहीं कि वो 9:30 आ रहा है, 10 आ रहा है, फिर आप ओके कोई बात नहीं बेटा। होता क्या है, mother, father, that's why for all my sessions I always tell Sonali, have both the parents. Mother का thought process अलग है, parent का, father का अलग है, and children take advantage of that. Mother is very weak always. हम बच्चे को ना, हम अपने प्यार से उसको actually बिल्कुल, we make them incapable of doing anything. I'll tell you a little example. My son had school trips in grade 9th or 10th. He came running to me, Mama, come and help me to pack. I said, sorry, it's your trip. You're big enough, you pack. He packed, he forgot 2-3 things. It was painful for me as a mother. My husband was very angry with me. He said, "Kyun nahi help kar rahi ho?" मैंने कहा, no, I want to teach him. Today when he's 30, he doesn't bother me. He knows what to pack, what not to pack. मैं किस एज तक उसका बैग पैक करूंगी? He should know. अभी वो फीफा देखने गया. He must know he has to carry something. We need to make our children strong. My own kids, he's into some business which failed, which came up. It's all right. You deal. I'm not going to help you. I have my own life. I have made you capable of dealing with your life yourself. Make your children strong. लड़कियों की शादी होती है, they should know how to deal with their in-laws. We don't teach them that because हम 12th तक उनके लिए सारा काम करते हैं. हम लड़कियों को खाना बनाना सिखाते हैं, लड़कों को नहीं सिखाते हैं. क्यों? Why? How many of you, I mean, it is horrible. You should teach them that, और ये gender disequality जो होता है, ये हम actually घर से ही शुरू करते हैं. We don't allow the boys to cry. Boys थोड़ा ना रोते हैं, हम बोलते हैं उनको. लड़कियां रोती है तो हमने कभी नहीं बोला लड़कियां नहीं रोती, वो तो. And what happens? They grow up as adults. Look within yourself why you are the way you are. Somewhere there was a challenge. So let's just go back. Anxiety-driven parents. The third kind of parents, what happens जो anxious parents होते हैं, उनके जब वो बच्चे बड़े होते हैं, they are always anxious, forgetful, low self-esteem. तभी वो बड़े होके दूसरों को हमेशा नीचे pull down करते हैं. They are sore loser. They can't lose because उन्होंने यही सीखा है कि I have to come first. Control driven. ये बहुत parents होते हैं. I think around 60% parents are control driven. They want to tell the child what to do. They lecture him. They do all the thinking for him. They will not, listen to the child. और उसमें क्या message देते हैं? You are not smart enough to know what to do. आप नहीं है capable अपने आप सोचने में. Like something like, I'll tell you a little story. So when my daughter was 4 years old, देखिए parenting हमने भी बहुत struggle करा. I'm not saying I've done the best thing. I may have also made a lot of mistakes. And I have a daughter and a son. जबकि same parenting style जो भी मैंने करा है, but both are totally different. And happens. Somehow, so I remember when she was 4 years old, my friend had come from US and she was staying with us. My daughter went to the washroom. She came out. Or uski, she came straight to me, Mama, and I pulled up her pants, tie kara. So my friend said, Kab tak tie karogi? When will this kid learn to tie the pants herself? She will make a mistake. She may not be able to do. These are very small things. You may laugh at me, but what is important is We are making them incapable. I asked a child in grade 10th yesterday, have you decided what subjects you'll take in 11th? You know what he said? I'll ask my mother and tell you. I said, wow, you don't know what you want to do in your life. Your mother is going to decide for you. And mother will decide by her thinking. मेरी बहुत एक ड्रीम थी कि मेरा बेटा लॉ करे because law is very important for me. I always myself wanted to be a lawyer. I'm being honest. But I didn't tell my son. I said, keep quiet. Today when he's 33, अपने आप ही बोलता है, I think I'm going to do law. It is very important because now he'll do well because he's taken the decision on his own. Let the children decide. जब मैं सुबह आपके बच्चे जब लेट आते हैं 8 o'clock we close the gate. I'm giving you an example. I stop the kids myself. बच्चे तो कुछ नहीं कर रहे, उनके पेरेंट्स जस्टिफाई कर रहे, नहीं मैम थोड़ा सा सॉरी लेट हो गए. Let the child say, मैं थोड़ा ना कोई उसको मार पीट दूंगी, पर बच्चे को बोलने तो दीजिए, I'm sorry ma'am, I am late, I won't be late now. When the parent is asking and the kid is standing quietly, what are you teaching? The child will never learn to take care of himself. What is very important is give them that strength, that resilience. आप आसपास में अपने society देखिए, how it is, what kind of child you want. उसको confidence दीजिए. When the child is confident and believes in himself and also thinks that my parents believe in myself, I am telling you, your child will be successful. Maybe after 20 years, I may be alive or not, or I may be very old and I may have something, I don't know. But I am telling you with confidence, just believe in your child. Trust your child. Change your language from you can't do it to you can do it. So recently we had this, multiple intelligence camp, and that guy did not put the Firefox. I said, why? He said, nahi wo, koi gir jayega. मैं कोई नहीं गिरेगा. Taking out the fear is very important. A child standing, please band kariye. Small kid standing at a ledge. I'll give you a little example. It's again a real story. So we used to live when we just got married in a very small Barsati in Saptajang enclave. वो पीछे उसके balcony में एक छोटा सा ledge था, उसके उस तरफ there was no house. So my son climbed that ledge. He was just around 1.5 years. Chair लगा के ऊपर चढ़ गया. अब अगर मैं उसको चिल्लाती तो वो गिर जाता because वो nervous हो जाता because there was no place. और अगर मैंने quietly जाके उसको उठाया and I explained to him like an adult, beta, why am I not allowing you? What will happen? You tell me. He said in his broken language, मैं गिर जाऊंगा. I didn't tell him, don't do it. You can't tell a child, what we start doing, this is right, this is wrong. Let them discover their own path. Guide them. एक बहुत अच्छा खलील गिब्रान ने बच्चों के लिए बोला है that these children are the arrows which come through you. They do not belong to you. You can only guide the arrow, but you cannot change the direction in which it goes. If the child decides to watch full day TV, of course not. Why are you allowing it? You have to set the schedule. You have to set the time. जैसे स्कूल में टाइम टेबल होता है. आप अगर बच्चा नहीं सुन रहा है, घर में टाइम टेबल बनाइए. Okay, 9 to 10, you will do this. 10 to 11, you will do this. You can interchange. Give him choices. So what is important is don't be a parent who is just after the kids, but let them be a holistic parent who allows their children to think, make decisions. Maybe they are wrong. Solve their own problems. Struggle. Let them fail. I'm not saying fail in academics. I'm saying fail generally. Like if I'm trying to make an egg, maybe it becomes wrong. Or if I'm trying to make a chapati, हम बच्चों कहते नहीं तुझसे नहीं बनेगी. Why? Of course they should learn everything. You can handle it. I trust you. You are smart. You are capable. It is very, very important. love your children, believe in your children, trust them. Start from today. Tell them today in the evening, I love you and I know you will achieve whatever you want to do, and see the difference in your child. Thank you all so much. I know there are a lot of questions, but what we can do is, I think, Sonali, you can go through it. And thank you all so much. And I hope I've been able to help. Don't think I'm a perfect parent. I've made a lot of mistakes myself, but I like to help parents with whatever I have experienced. So thank you all so much. Over to you, Sonali.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an informative and fruitful session. It taught us so many things we never thought were so important. We used to just take it as it is and ignore them, basically. So as ma'am said, over-involved parents, I think, ma'am, they are also, I heard somewhere, called helicopter parents.
Yeah.
Always going round and round and round their child. And I remember
my room a lot.
And I remember there was a movie.
Before Sonali, I'm going to start another thing. We're going to start a Friday session, once a month, which you can register. You can just come and have a coffee with us. 1 hour. Whatever your questions, we'll answer you. Because I want it to be an open environment. And, I wanted to start it the day I joined, but then I realized that parents need to first understand me. Because Sonali ne bola, wo ladne aa jayenge aapse. Abhi wo aapko jante nahi hai. So maine kaha, theek hai, we'll do it, but we will do it. Thank you so much, parents. Yes, over to you.
So ma'am, I was just, while listening to you, I was recalling there was a movie also. I think most of the parents must have seen it, Helicopter Ella.
Yeah,
so it's that kind of a parent who's there to protect the child all the time and revolving just round the child. So these things we actually need to work on, because like I said earlier, as ma'am also said, every parent wants the best for their child. So children who are given excessive attention and protection get the message that they are loved. But unfortunately, this is just half the message that we are giving the children, because we are helping them and they are feeling that they are loved. But if we regularly do these kind of things and make their life easy, they will not love themselves, because the main thing is that what they don't want, they are working for that. They are not getting, they are working for it. So they love themselves. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Sonali, there's one question which is very important. So parent has written after getting hurt so many times.
So many times, right?
I'm teaching my girl to hit him back. Am I doing something wrong? See, parents, we have to make our children self-reliant. And we can't tell them you go and hit the child back, but we have to tell them, fight your own battles. I'll give you a little incident. So my son was in grade 4. I'm telling you my children's incidents. So he used to come back from school, kai bari maar kha ke aata tha, kai bari shirt phati hoti thi. It happens when the children are together. Unless it is dangerous, unless I know that it can impact, I used to tell him, you need to deal with your life yourself. So he came back and told me, do you think I should hit them? I said, you tell me what is correct. Because have a conversation with your child. So I remember he telling me that, no, I don't think so. It's correct if I hit him. I think I'll go and complain to the teacher. I said, very good. I think you should complain to the teacher. And I should also talk to him. So to an extent, unless it is dangerous, otherwise, please inform the teacher. The school is here. Because hitting sometimes happens. Let me be very honest, because these children come back. I know, I'm telling you very candidly, the father is hitting a mother, or this is happening in the house. Children pick it up from there. I've seen it in many houses, because they come and tell us, we know more about what is happening in your house than you know. Let me be honest. And these children, because they think that is the way, it's fine. And that is why it is important. If such a thing is happening, please inform the school, because no hitting is allowed. And we are continuously in the assembly teaching them that. I mean, I hope it's very, very important. Yes, Sonali, sorry.
So as ma'am said, we being parents forget our main job is to build the character in our children, basically. So overindulging with them or being their buddies sometimes, overindulging is really harmful in building up their strength. So as ma'am said, let them fight their own battles in a right way, in a right manner. So I would like to thank Shalini ma'am for her guidance and motivation always. Thank you to all the staff and the team, the Jaipuria team, for working towards the vision of the management. And thank you, IT team, for your support in organizing the event. And last but not the least, to all the participants for taking out time and joining us. So before ending the session, I would like to quote C. Everett Koop. Life affords no greater responsibility, no greater privilege than raising of the next generation. So keep joining us for more sessions to brush up your parenting skills. Remember, we all are and bringing up lifelong learners. So all the best to each one. Happy parenting. Take care and have a good day.